Hey everyone, welcome. Our broadcast is going to be kicking off in just about 7.5 minutes, so we will see you all soon. I already see the comments coming in from YouTube and Facebook, so welcome everyone. If you are not on YouTube or Facebook, be sure to head on over there now from the page you're on. That way you have the ability to interact with us throughout the event today. Let us know when you're on, say hey, we'd love to see a shout out and we'll shout you out back. So hey Ron, we look forward to the broadcast starting in about 5 minutes. Hey Charles, hey Bill, welcome to the broadcast. I see lots of you heading over there to YouTube and Facebook. That way you can interact in the event today. We're excited to have you here and we're looking forward to getting started.
Welcome everybody. Yeah, I see a good handful of you watching on the web, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're watching on the web, if you scroll to the top of the page, you'll see YouTube and Facebook. That's how people are being able to interact, and that's how you'll be able to ask questions and things like that too. So we recommend the highest video quality, the ability to rewatch later, the ability to comment live, interact with the broadcast. Scroll up to the top of your page if you're watching on the web, and click on YouTube or Facebook. We'll get started here shortly.
Everybody else is saying hello, so I want to jump in and say hello to everyone and welcome to our broadcast today.
Hey, Jeff. Welcome. So glad to see you over on the YouTube streaming. Again, just a reminder, if you're on the live webpage, you don't have the ability to interact, and we want you interacting throughout the event today. So head on over to Facebook and YouTube, use those comments, and let us know you're there. Well, officially welcome everyone to the broadcast today. Now, we have a lot we want to share, a lot to go over, and I know that everyone is already asking the question, how is everyone making so much money? So we're going to answer that for you today. Now, to get us started, I would like to welcome to the broadcast Ryan Maddock. Ryan, welcome to the broadcast today.
Thanks, Heather. I just want to say welcome to everyone. We're really excited to have you here. This month, especially, we're talking about commissions. Now, I'm excited to announce, if you missed it in the emails, May was our largest commission month in history. Okay, so today we're going to talk about why is that? We're going to talk about, is it over? Little hint for you, it's not over. We wouldn't be talking about it. Have you missed out? No, we haven't. We're going to go over all of that. We're going to be talking about why partners are making so much money. Okay. But most importantly, we're going to teach you exactly what they're doing and how you can do it too. What are their individual tactics? Now, before that, Kendra's going to teach you why now is the most imperative time for you to be out there in front of clients. Now, as Heather mentioned, we want this to be an interactive event. So she'll be fielding as many questions on YouTube and Facebook as we can get to. But Kendra, I want to start by talking about why now? Why is now so important for our partners?
Well, first of all, I was playing with my phone because that's what I hear in my head when I hear the largest commission payout month in our history. I mean, literally, congratulations, everybody. I mean, that is huge. We've been in business almost 25 years, and we just had our largest commission payout month in history. So congratulations to all of you, because each and every one of you are the ones that made that happen. And that's what we're here for. So I want to give that a little bit more oomph.
Absolutely.
That it needed. And I want to apologize ahead of time. This is allergy, Kendra. Allergy season has hit Michigan hard. And this is what I sound like right now. So I do apologize. So Ryan, why is right now so important? I'm going to get into kind of a timeline here in a minute, but the first thing that I really want to share with everybody is what's going on that's making our clients so responsive, because you guys are working hard, as you always do. But there's another factor. You guys have upped your game. Absolutely. But so Kendra, what's this other factor? What's going on that's making our clients kind of jump and kind of snatch these benefits that we're offering them? they have been shocked. And I've talked to you guys about this before. And I think sometimes when we talk about things over and over again, it kind of becomes, we just hear it and it's not actually sinking in anymore.
Yeah.
But this unwelcome surprise of tax liability is huge and it's hitting people hard right now. You know, April just passed. Most of our clients kind of move out and they end up doing their taxes in September and August, as most do. So now they're aware of this huge liability, and kind of to figure out how we got here, we're emerging from the pandemic. Businesses are starting to see improved revenue, and that's amazing. It's boosting their spirits, but improved revenue brings more taxes.
Yeah.
But their mindset is still in the business and keeping that business going. So they're not really focused on that, right? And then in 2022, we had some changes that went into effect with tax law that boosted some of the benefits, but also made long-term liability a little bit more sketchy. Like we didn't really know how that was going to shake out. And now we're in that period of time.
Well, and employers don't understand. This is the general confusion, because if you're an employer, you're not a CPA, you're not much on the accounting side, you're just looking at it saying, wait a minute, I used to make $5 and my cost was $3. So I had $2 left over.
Yeah.
Now I'm making $4 and my cost is $3. So I only have $1 left over. How are you telling me I owe more in taxes?
Yeah.
And, people don't realize this goes all the way back to over the last few years. We've had a good number of the Trump tax cuts that have just not been renewed. Yeah. We've got some of the effectiveness that's went into place. And at the end of the day, not as much as deductible as used to be. Right. And so at the end of the day, business owners are saying, wait, I only have $1 left over at the end of the year. I used to have $2. How do I owe more money?
Right.
And it's part
that
of that
frustration. I think we all know it, like it's palpable. We hear it in the voices when we're speaking to our clients. We can hear it in their emails and their communication. Like it's huge and impactful and we can feel it. And you add to that, Ryan, workforce shortages, supply chain issues, all of these other things that the pandemic rose to the top. It puts our clients in this state where they're just completely shocked, literally in a state of unknowing. How am I going to be able to make my way out of this tax liability bill that I owe when I don't even know how I'm going to come up with the money to pay that? Like I need that money to expand and grow, but now I have to pay it to tax.
Yeah, that's the worst part. They've been spending that money. They've been spending it on payroll. They've been spending it on inventory. They've been spending. It's not like they're just sitting on this cash flow. Yep. It's gone. They're
making decisions on what am I going to cut so I can pay my taxes. Yeah. What can I get rid of so I can pay my taxes? And so that combined with where you guys are and the level of activity that we've seen from you has caused this huge jump. Now there's another factor, and that's this threat of recession that we see. And this is something that everybody has an opinion about, but let's be honest, it's coming if it's not already here. And the one interesting thing to me about recession is they usually take everybody by surprise, but not this one. We've been talking about this for quite some time. And people talk about, is it going to be deep? Is it going to be shallow, long, short? All of that's up for debate. But one thing that's not up for debate is it's here. It's coming. It's either here right now or it's right around the corner. And it is going to have a huge impact on the way that our clients are able to utilize the funds that they have and be able to alleviate tax liability that they may be facing. And basically what this breaks down to is we're constantly seeing this. The reason I threw this slide in here is we are seeing this every day on the news. They're talking about this, all of these different factors, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
All the different impacts that are facing our clients right now.
I saw this in your notes, Kendra, and I'm sorry to throw you off, but I'm just putting this up there here. So this was one of the articles that, you were looking at when researching this. But what I love about this, so, I can look here and I'm just going to do a little word search here. The funny thing is this is CNBC. And one of the things they say is that how should people offset? And they say they should accelerate their depreciation. They talk about how, and I'm not going to go through the whole article, but they talk about how you should take advantage of the different programs like ERC and different payroll programs. But here it is right here, Kendra. They're not saying it by name, but they're talking about cost seg here. There's no other accelerated depreciation that business owners can take. In fact, they say it right here, bonus depreciation. So what we have is one of the largest news outlets, and I would argue all of the large news outlets are giving you right now billions of dollars in free advertisement.
Absolutely.
But you know what's missing from this? Any action. Okay. Well, there's a threat here. IRS plans $80 billion overhaul to crack down on people that haven't paid their taxes. But the whole rest of the article, Kendra, there's nothing in here that there's no link to a calculator. There's no link to
No,
gmg.me, unfortunately.
it's
There's no
interesting that,
solution here. It's just a big threat. And that's what we see over and over again with every news outlet.
but the benefit of this is the pandemic took tax credits and rose it to the top and made it this acceptable, something everybody could attain to. So it eliminated any issue that we may have had in the past with that. But now we're actually having all of these different news, Forbes, CNBC. I'm affiliated with a lot of the CPA accounting firms online where they are publishing things. They're all emphasizing the need for our clients to take advantage of tax incentives and tax credits. Not you should, it would be a good idea. It's a necessity at this point. And so they're out there for all intents and purposes, advertising for us. We need to take that and run with it. Share it with our, the clients we haven't yet been able to reach. Utilize this to our benefit to bring these amazing items back to our client base. We've never, ever in our history had the opportunity to be able to say in Forbes today, it was talking about the service that I've been offering for 23 years and it can really benefit you.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to take advantage of that. And that also,
I see ERC all the time in the news. And Kendra, I think this is later in my notes, but I want to talk about it right now. Okay. I was just working with a consulting firm that they help expedite ERC claims. That's like what they do. It's their niche. I thought it was kind of cool. They asked us, I said, well, our clients don't have a lot of claims hung up, so we don't have anything we can really do with that. But I asked them out of curiosity. I said, okay, so you have call center, you have emails, you have all this stuff. What's your question you're asking? They call and say, have you taken the ERC tax credit? Here was their number because I wanted to know. 90% of the people that they talk to have not taken the ERC tax credit. Okay. Think about that. How can that be? And I keep pounding this over and over again. You've got Google search result is well over 3,000% now. Its previous high. It keeps climbing. That means business owners are out there looking for it. Okay. That's demand. Supply. I don't know about you, but I get an ERC email like 3 times a day. And I see it on the news and hear it on the radio and hear it everything else. And yet we've got this huge demand. People are out there searching for it. You've got this huge supply. People are out there providing it, but yet in the middle, 90%. Now we see the exact same number. Okay. We track this on our website. We ask it as one of the questions. Have you taken the ERC tax credit? Our marketing department has this out there. We see the same number. Over 90% of people haven't taken it. Now, here's what I want you to understand. It's a really, really simple fact. The reason people haven't taken ERC, are you ready for it? It's a secret. I'm going to bring my mic in all dramatic. Okay. It's really simple. It hasn't been offered to them by somebody they know. Okay. This is what it really comes down to, Kendra, is that it can be in the news all day long. And to your point, you have billions of dollars in free advertising going on, but until someone they know brings it up, they're not going to do it. So all day long, CNBC is saying, hey, you know what? There's things you should be doing, but yet businesses aren't doing that. And we feel it's because people feel that ERC is kind of the only thing, and you need to let them know ERC is not the only thing. But the other part is they've got to hear about ERC from someone that they know.
It has to be attainable.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And when it's constantly kind of out of reach, they just assume that it's not for them. Like it's out of their reach. But when you, as an individual that they know, reaches out to them, it has a huge impact. Yeah. The slide that you see on your screen right here, those of you who've been around for years, you've seen this before. The reason that I'm sharing this with you is because I talked about, so May was our highest commissionable month ever in our history, right? Take a look at, this is an old slide. I pulled it out of Keynote that we've used for years to kind of help you understand our busiest times of year. And if you see there, May is actually our slowest time of year. Yet we just had our biggest commissionable month in May. Let that sink in, you guys.
Okay, 23 years, $37 billion in tax incentives in May, just a few weeks ago, was our largest commission payout in history. But look at that chart, guys. Right. So you should be excited about that because look what's coming in August.
Magnify that by, we just had our busiest and our lowest, our historically lowest. our busiest time is coming up and we're only ramping up. So this helps you guys to understand where we're going to be throughout the summer. You're not taking the summer off. You're not getting a slow summer this summer, guys. Sorry. You can still take your vacations and everything, but you're going to be busy working. So we're going to be building and rolling on this and kind of taking this up to the higher level, right? And I'll let you take that.
Yeah. Summer is so important. You've got to be looking out there and doing this. Now, I want you to understand and we promised you at the beginning of this that we're going to show you the tactics of the highest producers. Okay. And so, talking about that, I'm going to teach you right now tactic number 1 of the highest producers. And it's really simple. They are out there talking about it. Okay. It's that simple. They are out there talking about it constantly. Okay. Now, what are they saying? Well, let me pull up. Sorry, I've got it up on my screen here. Oh, I've lost my screen, Heather. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. There it is. So gotta love live, right? So what are they saying? Well, it's really simple. I got to tell you, every time we have, a really big commission, a really big deal, we pick up the phone, we talk to the advisor, we talk to the partner and say, what's going on? What did you say? How'd you know this person? That kind of thing. And over again, what we hear from our top producers is they're coming here to the toolbox and they're using these scripts that are here. I'll pull that up in just a minute. And that's what we're going through. But tactic number 1 of the highly successful is simply that they're talking about it. Okay. Now they're talking about ERC. And as I was just mentioning, you think back and you think, okay, ERC is, maybe something that, people have already heard about to death. But I want to tell you 2 parts to that. Number 1, they're not taking ERC because it hasn't been offered to them by someone they know. So I already said that part, but I want to tell you what the second part. It's really simple. The second part is they haven't been hungry enough. Okay. I want to explain what I mean by that. So I may hear about ERC, but 1, it's not anybody I've ever heard of, and I don't really trust that. Okay. But number 2, they're not hungry enough. They're busy in their business. Tax bills haven't come yet. In fact, they won't come here for most people for another few weeks. So they haven't been hungry enough. And that's why most people haven't acted yet. So when you look at that, and I'll use an example. So I drive by on the expressway all the time past fast food billboards. Okay. Like I see a McDonald's billboard. I don't eat McDonald's. If you eat McDonald's, I'm not saying anything to offend you. I don't eat McDonald's. Okay. It's just not something I would eat. And so I drive by that and I don't even notice the McDonald's billboard. Why? Because I wouldn't eat there. Okay. And I'm not really that hungry. So I'm not. But let's say I was like pretty hungry. Okay. Well, now I'm driving and I see McDonald's and maybe I'm like, all right, if I don't see something soon, I'm going to have to like eat McDonald's French fries, which I always know what those do to me, but I'm going to eat them because I'm starting to get hungry. And then if you get to the point where you're really starving, then you see that now all of a sudden I'm willing to venture into the unknown that is McDonald's and eat those fries. Okay. I hope this like analogy is landing, but you guys get what I mean. So I'm getting these emails saying, hey, you should get out there and you should take ERC. I'm like, I've never heard of this person or anything. And we're doing okay. Okay. But now all of a sudden I'm in this position where 1, I hear about ERC from somebody that I know. Okay. A realtor that I know, a financial planner that I know, a consultant that I know. It doesn't really matter. Somebody in my town that I don't know, but we live in the same town. Maybe even just somebody in my same state. Okay. That would actually help me a lot. It's just somebody in my same state or somebody in my same industry or somebody that references my industry. Like any of those things would be highly helpful for me. And yet, so now all of a sudden I see this, it's somebody I know. And the second part again is that hunger that, all of a sudden I'm like, I actually need this. Okay. Now, again, if you're kind of wondering, well, what do I say? What would I be talking about or anything? That's where the toolbox comes into play. You can head on over to verbal scripts or anything like that. And we're going to give you exactly what to say. Okay. There's text message scripts, there's SMS scripts, there's voicemails, there's phone scripts, everything else. And I want to go over this with you real quick because Kendra, over and over again, we see that, we say, what do you say? What'd you do? And this is what it sounds like. Hey, Mike, hope all is well. Did you guys take the ERC tax credit? Okay, if they say no, it's on here. Well, we're coming up on tax deadlines. Now, we're always coming up on tax deadlines. So some people are like, why isn't that script change? Because there's tax deadlines in like 2 more months. There's always a tax deadline. Okay. Now we're coming up on tax deadlines for ERCs, or for tax deadlines for ERC companies get 26,000 per qualified. Plus there's dozens of other programs now that PPP's gone. We built a quick search tool. Here's a link to it. Okay. So that's a great way to do it. Another way to always be talking about, Kendra, I want to head over to email templates. And Kendra, I think I actually bumped you out of the broadcast. You can push yourself back in whenever you're ready. I know you'd be happy if I did the whole thing, but
Especially
so on
today.
email templates, I love this one right here. Somebody you have a previous relationship with, so this is like, you might be, I call this the pivot. This is where like, I'm their consultant, I'm their commercial realtor, I'm their financial planner, whatever the case is. Mike, I hope everything's going well with you and the fam, or hope everything's working out well with that auto policy I wrote last year, like whatever you want to say. With all the new tax credits that have been released for employers, our company's added a new specialized tax division. The purpose of this division is to make sure that our clients are able to easily access the $2.3 trillion that's been made available to small and mid-sized companies. Although we'll be making this new program available to the entire Ann Arbor area, whatever you want to say, later this year, I've been authorized to pre-release this to our existing clients. Kendra, people love exclusivity. Okay.
They really do, Ryan.
Yeah. So this is a great thing.
I wanted
Go
to
ahead.
pitch into you went into like, what is the tactics that the most successful advisors are using? And I was so glad that you went directly to the toolbox, because literally that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just taking the tools in the toolbox and they're using them over and over again and applying them in each of their avenues. And honestly, that's what's working right now.
Yeah. So how did we see the largest commission in history? Tactic number one of the highest producers, when we pick up the phone and ask them, I'd like to say we, but I actually usually make Heather do this, is really simple. They're talking about it. Kendra, they're out there talking about it, and they're talking about it all the time. They're emailing about it. They're posting about it. When I say talking, I mean they're communicating about it regularly.
Right. It's in their daily conversation, and it's become a part of their entire pitch. So when somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? Do you tell them that you're a financial advisor? Do you tell them that you're in insurance? Or do you pull in and talk about the fact that you have tax incentives and tax credits that you're able to help businesses find?
Yeah.
So
And we've
the highest producers are.
Yeah, we've given you this great pivot. Someone you have a previous relationship. And I want you to focus in on this part right here. With all the new tax credits that have been released, our company has added a new specialized tax division. That's it. That's how you explain. You don't have to like, Kendra, we talked about this in our marketing masterclass, but people said, do I have to go create a new persona? Do I have to create? No. Be you. Be
Absolutely.
Rob, the realtor, be Frank, the financial planner, like whoever you are, that's who you should be leaning in on. And Kendra, I want to tie back because I get a little bit off topic there as I was talking about
all of that just kind of leans in more. Like, we have this amazing tool set now. We have this time frame that's unprecedented, and we're going into our historically largest season of the year. So let all of that, and all of our clients owe money right now. So factor all of those things together. And what do you come up with to be successful? Just listen to us.
Yeah.
Literally, if you just listen and you utilize the tools, like the advisors that all got paid last month are, not only are you going to bring this benefit to your clients, which is really important to us, you yourself are going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, that's what we're here for.
What I love so much is we've had plenty of large commission quarters, like it happens. And usually when I look over the report, what happens is that, Kendra, it's kind of like, honestly, it's usually because like there was like this software company that we brought in and we got them the R&D credit, the ERC credit, and this, and that, or we brought in a commercial property group and they did over 100 properties with us.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll get an influx of like a couple of really big clients and it'll push a quarter up or a month up. That's not what's going on right now.
I know what I loved about this, the commission, I gotta be careful because I don't want to breach any confidentiality, but the commission report, of just list of advisors that receive commissions was just page after page after page after page. And I actually, for this segment, I went to our accounting staff and I said, hey, can you tell me our top, who's the landslide that? And one of the things that Heather, not Heather on this call, but one of our other Heathers, with many Heathers, one of our other Heathers said is that actually, Ryan, it's no one person. And they were like, it's just activity from everyone. And that made me so happy because, I do like it when I look at the commission report and there's like 10 or 15 partners that like really hit it in one. And then we can call them and say, like, what'd you do? What'd you implement? I also knew we were going to do well because we just came out of marketing masterclass.
Right.
And so people are putting those new tool sets to use. So I knew we were going to do well. But the nice part, and the part I was most excited about, was, Kendra, it actually came really on the heels of us launching premium. And I'm not doing a push for premium. That's not what this is about. But, we launched, all those new email templates for people that maybe hadn't seen them. You launched all of these new, the new videos that can be released on social.
I
You
think there
released
was a
all of
big
these new
kind of
social posts.
excitement that went
Yeah.
along with all of it, all of the new tools. Anytime you get something new, there's an excitement that goes along with it. But interestingly enough, it didn't die off.
No.
It just kept building, and we kept getting more interest. And thus we did masterclass, and now we're getting more interest. And I don't want to give anything away, but there's more to come today. So when you guys take what we give you and you build and you roll with it, we just give you more.
Yeah. I think I'm ready to tell you tactic number 2. I'm like out of order a little bit today, Kendra, but I think it plays well here. Tactic number 2 that I've seen is that people are using a blend of everything. Okay. And what I mean by that is they're in here on social and they're posting the videos and they're posting the ads and they're using this targeted industry focus that's on the social page for hotels and things like that. But then they're also using the new industry focused landing pages, which are really big. For anybody that hasn't seen those, we've got our general landing pages and then we have our video based landing pages. But we also added, I got to scroll down to them, these new industry specific landing pages where, people can go and they can drive, say, a restaurant owner or something like that. Now these are part of premium, but I think almost everybody on the broadcast, like most people, subscribe to premium. So, so that's there and they can do that. And the last piece that you launched, I think last month, if I remember right, was the new HTML email templates.
Yes.
And what I really like, Kendra, is that there was no one, shining star here. Instead, what we saw, these are the beautiful HTML email templates for those of you.
I was really shocked. I thought that there would be a favorite or that, the team members would gravitate to one over the other, but that's not what we saw. We kind of saw you all use them in all the different aspects that they should be used, which was great.
Yeah. So these are right in your toolbox. Everyone who's in premium has full access to those. But if not, we still have, I know I'm scrolling fast here, but under email templates, there's still a ton of email templates that everyone has. So you can come in here, you can use these, or you could use the advanced ones that are part of premium. But tactic number 2 that we're seeing is that people are using a collection of the tools. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go do social or I'm going to do big email campaigns. They're really realizing that posting on social, combining that with emails, and then following up with a voicemail. Kendra, this makes all the difference in the world. So, I know I've tied up a bit of time there, but
I love that we've actually seen this come to fruition, though.
Yeah.
We've been talking about how, you guys all can kind of maybe see in your mind that image that I used to use where it was like a circle and all the marketing aspects went together and that's how you were going to be successful. We can see you doing that now. And obviously last month is evidence that it's working for you. So congratulations and thank you for utilizing those amazing tools to be so successful and bring benefit to our clients and dollars in your pockets.
So Doug, I appreciate the comment there. That we've been cranking a lot of work. I get to see firsthand. I'll tell you what, when Kendra's working with the marketing team to create all this stuff, because she did this, like I usually say, this is what I want, and then she has weeks and weeks of work to make this happen. I'll tell you, for a program that we're about to announce here in a few minutes, Kendra was like, I'm gonna out you a little bit. So she's got this massive whiteboard. Don't spin your camera, but if you were looking that way, she got this massive
Over
whiteboard.
there.
It's the entire wall, and it's filled with what we're gonna launch here in a minute for everybody. And she's almost kind of like borderline tears, if I'm allowed to say that. And she said, I just want people to use it. Like I just, and where this stuff comes from is it comes from us talking to the people that are producing, to the people that are making, not just a one-time commission, but commission time after time after time. They're on every single report and saying, what are you doing? And what we find is it's this circle. This is how I want to describe it to everybody, Kendra. We hear feedback, so we create a tool that makes it easy for everybody to do what the few are doing.
Right.
Okay? Do you get that? So we talk to the few, they put together some work, and what we do is we take that and we put together a program with it. Okay. And then we get out there and we make it simple and we systemize it. We make it cut and pastable. Right. And then those same people and more people go put it to work. And then we call and we check and we say, what are you doing? What'd you do? What'd you do? And they say, well, I've been posting in this place and I've been doing this. To be honest, I've been changing your one sentence to always say this because I find it lands better. Okay. And then we systemize it. We change it. We do this. And then we call and we do that over and over again. This is the circle. And Kendra, the thing that we're launching today as part of this, it's not a new idea.
Mm-mm.
We're just taking the thing that people are already doing, people are already using, and we're saying, okay, we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to take the thing that people are doing and how they've improved it. It's community. And we're going to make it better. We're going to make it easier and accessible for everybody. Now, it's a good chance, Heather, I'm going to pull you in for a minute. What should everyone be? This is pop quiz a little bit. What should everybody that's watching right now, besides taking notes feverishly, what should they be doing? How do they interact?
They should be in their comment section.
Yeah.
Because we star as we go along when you guys ask the amazing questions that you do, and we pull those into the broadcast during the different pieces that we cover. And we've got a lot still coming on today's broadcast. So a few of those are starred. If you've asked something, it's going to be in there. We're going to pull it in. If you haven't, though, use that comment box. Make sure that you're putting those in there because we want to know where you're at during this broadcast and address your questions.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do right now to let us know you're there. If you're watching on Facebook, well, first of all, if you're watching on the web, you should consider scrolling to the top and clicking on the Facebook or the YouTube icon and kind of switching over there, okay? Because I'm just going to talk about this for a minute so you won't miss anything. For everybody else that's watching on YouTube or Facebook, what I want you to do, give us a heart, give us a thumbs up, say something in the chat box. It can just be hi if you want. But in the comments, let us know you're there real quick, or you could type a question. Heather will have to go through everybody's highs, but that's okay. She likes doing that. So, but what I want you to do, we want this next section especially to be interactive. So I want you to be in a position where you can interact. Thank you. I see those hearts. I appreciate that. But what I want you to do right now is I want you, like Joe just did, to say hello and, let us know you're here. Find the comment box, those kind of things. Ask your questions. And, let us know that you're here so that we can go through and again, it's just kind of partially finding that box. Thanks, Noel. I appreciate that. And just let us know you're here. So I like this one.
Thanks, Jeff.
Family. I appreciate that.
That means a lot.
Yep, it really does. So a lot of good stuff. Ask your questions. It's what we're here for. Heather, I'm going to let you get back to, so you don't have to pay attention to the camera and stuff like that. Let you get back to fielding questions because likely I just generated you a lot. So, Kendra, to kind of pull us back on track here. So it's summertime. Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm going to go back one first. There we go. So what I see here, it looks like we're not going to do anything really until mid-August. So I get to just
not true,
boat, right?
Not true.
No? Okay.
We just came out of May, lowest month.
Yeah.
Highest commissions. So this historical graph that we're looking at is now blown out of the water. It no longer exists. What you're going to do is you're going to continue to build each month. And then we're going to start August here. And we're just going to keep going. That's what I meant when I said you're not getting to take the summer off.
Yeah.
It's just not financially responsible for us to do that this year. So you're going to take where we're at. We're just going to keep building on it, Ryan, because I want to see us have the most amazing highest quarter in our history come August. And the only way we can do that is if we just keep building on what we've got.
Absolutely. So, summer is important because you've got to stay in front of people, and kind of, get out there and get going.
And I want to say, Ryan, that can be difficult because summertime in our industry can tend to be the time where we kind of lean back a little bit, take a little bit more time off, and spend more time with family. The weather's great.
Yep.
All of that is important, and we should continue to do that. But as I just mentioned, if we don't focus and we don't have something that we can do, we can get sidetracked and we'll lose out. So that's going to lead us into what we're doing for the summer.
Perfect. So we have a few different paths for you to choose from. And part of it is going to be you being just kind of, honest with yourself on, who you are, on what you're going to do. There is no wrong answer. And honestly, the way this came about was in our planning several months ago of, okay, we're going to, launch targeted based marketing, and then we're going to launch industry specific marketing, and then we're going to do a masterclass to tie it all together. And then we had 2 ideas for summer. I'm just being transparent with you. One of the ideas was really intense workload and kind of built without losing momentum. And the other one was kind of like acknowledging that, a lot of our partners work a lot less hours in the summer, but how do we, not how do we keep them engaged? How do we help them
stay
in front of their clients? Yeah. And maybe even put their business on a little bit of autopilot so that they, stay relevant. They can make sure they're around for, fall to participate. So, ultimately after going back and forth, what we decided was to do both, which it's Kendra immediately
said, never do anything simple, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we wanted to give you an easy summer, but make sure you made money. So we decided to go 2 paths.
Yeah. So, we'll kind of go through that. And Kendra, I think we start with path number 1. I wore my linen shirt just for this particular path.
Because our first option, and I really hope you guys love our pithiness, because I was feeling kind of fun when we put this together. Our first option for you guys, path A, is called Summer Breeze.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to put a couple of precursors out there. Both of these programs, you need to opt in. Thank you, Donald. He said we look spiffy today, Ryan.
Thank you.
You have to opt in because we're putting a lot of work behind this internally, and I want to know who's participating. I'm not going to send this to everyone. So it's free.
Let's touch on that. So Mike asked you a question. Do you have to join the subscription program? No, absolutely not. Let me tell you. So there's really 3 things that work. There's 2 programs we're launching today. Neither one do you need to be in premium for. Okay. What premium is for is really simple. We have a toolbox, and a big portion of the toolbox is free. It's just part of there. So for example, all of these templates and things like that, okay, those are all included. But then we have some premium ones. We have some email templates that include embedded video that costs money. We have some HTML that have embedded video and things like that. Those cost money. Same thing, Kendra, I just want to give 2 more examples real quick. Social templates. We have a lot of free social templates, but then we have video-based ones where you can post video. It's embedded. It's your link, your name, your everything, that kind of thing. That's a different, see the crown right there? That means it's part of premium. All the stuff that doesn't have a crown, you don't need premium for. Okay. Last piece I'll show to kind of show the difference is landing pages. And this isn't me selling premium. This is me explaining the difference so that you understand. Landing pages. Okay. Everybody has a general landing page. Additionally, we have video-based landing pages. Okay. Pages with explainer videos. Those are premium. We also have industry-based pages, and we have soon we're actually launching service-based pages, which are, I don't know if I'm supposed to give that away.
Don't give my stuff away, right?
Sorry.
Don't give it away.
Those are premium. But back to was it Doug's question? Sorry, I lost it there. That's okay. Back to the question. No, you don't need to, you can be in premium or not. It depends on whether or not you're going to use the things that are in
It
premium. They
won't
cost
keep
a
you
lot of
from
money to
being able to
produce.
utilize the program.
Yeah.
So don't
For
let
what
that
we're talking
stop
about
you.
today has nothing to do with premium. Should you be in premium? I think if you're working the program, you should. It's $99 a month, and I think it's worthwhile. If you don't see value in it, though, then you don't have to be in premium. It's fine.
Right.
The last piece was masterclass. A couple people asked about that. So masterclass was something we did for people that are in premium. You wouldn't need masterclass without premium, because masterclass is about putting your premium toolbox to work. So it's a 4-part series, about 2 hours per session, that kind of thing. But with that said, Kendra, didn't mean to derail us, but I saw several questions about it. Both of our programs today have nothing to do with premium. You don't have to be in premium. So program number 1, Summer Breeze. Continue
I
on
will.
now. Tell us what
I'll
this is
give you the
about.
opportunity to register at the end of the
Yep.
call. And if you choose to be in Summer Breeze, basically what it's going to be is going to be a weekly interactive email. Most of you have been around and long enough to remember daily focus, weekly focus, fall focus, things like that, where we gave you like a task list and then we gave you ability to accomplish goals and tasks for the week so that you could be successful. This is similar with a twist. So it's going to have detailed instructions on how to complete maximizing your time in your marketing to keep you in the mix every week. And I'm not going to give too much away, but we are going to go in blocks throughout the entire summer. And we're going to focus individually on different things throughout each one of those blocks throughout the summer. That's Summer Breeze. I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun. It's going to keep you all engaged in us moving towards that goal of the biggest quarter for August coming up.
So at the end of this call, you'll go back one. Sorry. At the end of this call, you'll enroll in Summer Breeze. And you'll get a weekly email is what you're saying. We'll get our first email tomorrow, and then you get emails every Monday, I think it is.
If you don't enroll, or if for some reason you've unsubscribed, you will not get this email. So don't get frustrated. Don't whatever. If you enroll and you don't get the email, that means there was probably at some time where you unsubscribed. So you need to reach out to support. They can fix that for you. If you didn't get other emails or whatever, and you are expecting it, reach out. A lot of times we'll be cleaning up our inboxes and we'll just unsubscribe to everything. But if you guys unsubscribe to the GMG mailing list, you'll never get another email from me again. I don't have the ability to change that unless you give me permission. So if for some reason that's the case,
that kind of thing.
I don't want you to miss out on it.
What this kind of looks like. So Kendra, on next Monday, for example, I'll give a little bit away. They'll get an email. These activities take about an hour per week. Okay. So an hour per week. What it usually is something like pick 5 contacts in the following criteria. Send this email. Okay. Kendra's drafted the email. I like that. Summer Breeze makes me feel fine. So, Kendra's drafted the email. So you might send that email to 5 people, and then it would have a social post, and you do that. And, it's just a couple of small activities. It takes about an hour.
I will
It's a
say
way
that
for you to keep business going throughout the summer.
And I will say that you do have the ability to dive a little deeper in it if you want to. If you want to take it to the next level, you can. If you want to stay in the 1 hour, you can. So it's kind of at your own pace type of thing.
Yeah. Now, for everybody else, so there's Summer Breeze or Kendra, you're doing slides, so Summer Breeze or
Platinum, please.
So again, free program, despite its name. Yeah, so premium costs money and platinum's free. Go figure. But it's not free. You have to do activity to be a part of it. So we're excited to announce Platinum Insiders Club. Now, for those of you that have been around for 10 years or more, we've always done something called SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. Honestly, I like SWAT. It might be a little cheesy and not connect. So Platinum Insiders Club is largely the same degree. If you've ever been in a SWAT group, Kendra, that's Platinum Insiders Club. And we're excited to launch this.
So within the Platinum Insiders Club, we're actually going to have 3 individual clubs within this scope. And you ready for us to move into this, Ryan?
I think so. So just to explain what it is. It's an exclusive club. You have to be accepted. And we're going to all work together. And what it is we'll kind of have a club she's going to explain the 3 clubs, but basically we're all going to be working together in small groups to go tackle a certain product or a certain industry. Okay. So it's advanced strategies, it's advanced marketing strategies. It doesn't cost any money. It just costs the ability to do that. So Kendra, I think with that, let's go into these 3 clubs. You'll talk about what it is, and I'll kind of pick up as well.
So the first one's going to be a cost segregation focus. It's going to be specifically for commercial property owners. So for example, those apartment complexes, assisted living, auto dealerships, hotels, manufacturing, medical, property management. Really quick in a nutshell, cost seg is a tax planning strategy for anyone that owns commercial property. They can get accelerated cash flow just by depreciating the items within their building appropriately. And it's immediate cash flow to our clients.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I like about the service cost seg. First of all, is the fastest commission turnaround. Okay. It's the only thing where you can earn large upfront commissions, and you can do it by the next payroll. Okay. When a client comes in and they sign up for cost seg, the reason for that is the benefit is instantaneous. And because we don't have to wait for the IRS, it's a pre-accepted program. We don't have to wait for the IRS. And because of that, benefits immediate. And because of that, the commission is virtually immediate.
Which we all like.
So the other thing I like, Kendra, is that you tend to, the types of businesses like apartment complexes, the ones you've named here, they tend to own more than one building.
They do.
They tend to, buy new things all the time. Okay. Manufacturer may only have, 3 plants over the course of 10 years, but a car dealership, they're always renovating one of their places. They're always adding on. Same thing with hotels, apartment complexes. They're like addicted to buying more apartment complexes. You look at any apartment complex owner or senior living facility, they're turning so much cash flow that their tax strategy is generally to buy more properties.
So as Ryan mentioned a few moments ago, in order to be accepted into Platinum, you do have to demonstrate connections in these types of industries, and we'll give you a way to submit that and what have you. So if you're thinking, I would like to be a part of the cost seg Platinum Insiders Club.
Here's who it's for. If you're looking at this list over here and you say, I have existing connections in there. Now, we're not putting a number on it, because honestly, I care far less about the number of connections that you have as opposed to the quality of connections you have. Now, let's talk about who this isn't for a minute. This isn't for people that say, hey, Kendra, I would like to learn how to get in front of hotels. If you want to learn how to get in front of hotels, that's called Marketing Masterclass. And you can post a comment right now that you want to know about Marketing Masterclass, and Heather will send you an email, follow up on how to go through that. So if you're like, I want to learn how to get in front of hotels, manufacturers, property management, everything, that's Marketing Masterclass. If you're saying, I have some of those connections. Now, let me define some. Okay. I don't put that down. Be honest in your application. You could say, I have 5, but they're family members. Guess what? You're probably in. Okay. So what we're looking for is we're looking for the quality of connection or just your ability to get, you might say, hey, I've got, 7 clients that are existing clients of mine that own hotels. I've got 2 card. I'll tell you what, you tell me, 1 car dealership and they have 20 locations, you're likely in. Okay. So it's not like this big, you don't need to like fancy, you don't need to impress us with like hundreds or thousands. In fact, Kendra, I sometimes love it when somebody's like, yeah, I have 20 or I have 30 or whatever, because I feel like we're going to go get an ultra high closing rate on those 20 or even on those 10 or even on those 5.
Exactly.
Like you could have 5 car dealerships.
Quantity every time.
Kendra, I'll go a step further. You got 1 property management group, you're in. Okay. You got 1 property management group. I will introduce you to my top guy in our sales department. And I don't know if I can really say it, but you'll have a cell phone number probably if I can talk him into that. Okay. That's because I know what a property management group is worth per year. We've got someone, and then the name evades me, and I'm so sorry, Kendra, maybe you know who I'm going to be talking about, but we've got somebody turning a property management group back in probably 2011. Okay. They do 3 or 4 deals a quarter with us. Cost segs
because what they do,
we actually give them a direct link to the website so they can build their own client cards.
Yeah.
That's
what they do is they buy properties, flip them.
Yeah.
They do their cost seg while they're working on it, and then they get rid of it, and it's perfect for them. So
yeah,
Heather, I do see a lot of advisors asking about Marketing Masterclass. If you could make a note of all of them and kind of point them to the right direction for that, that'd be awesome. So everybody who's popped that in, Heather will take care of you.
Yeah, we have a website. We'll send, if we end up with enough time today, I'll show you that website. But if not, if you want to know about Marketing Masterclass, type your name in. Don't type your email address because you'll get spam from the YouTube bots. So don't do that. But type in your name and Heather will contact you.
That's available to you right now. We already have it.
So that's CostSeg Platinum Insiders Club. You don't need to be in premium for it. You just need to have those connections. So Kendra, what is R&D? It sounds
R&D is
technical.
going to be our second one.
Doesn't that stand for research and development? I mean,
it does, but it's absolutely the poorest tax incentive credit I've ever seen. So basically what it is it's a federal benefit. It's amazing because it gives companies dollar for dollar cash savings for the activities and some expenses that are performed within their companies that fall under a plethora of qualifications. Simply put, performing activities that are related to development, design, or improvement of products, processes, formulas, or software.
Yeah.
Which really has moved way beyond the standard mentality that we have about R&D. And again, there's some listed types of businesses that would be high qualifiers on your screen: manufacturing, fabrication, software development, engineering, architecture, food and beverage, farming and agriculture. And again, Ryan, if you want to touch on the type of connections you want them to have.
Well, let me tell you what I like about the program first. Okay. Everybody's favorite word. I'm going to zoom in for this dramatic effect. Lifetime residual. Okay. That's what I love about this program. I've got clients that I signed up back in 2004, 2008. Very bad account services rep myself. That's why I don't work in that field. I don't talk to them. I don't like, some of them have been bought by larger companies. So I'll kind of be a doofus sometimes and email our accounting department and say, hey, I think you guys screwed up. Like I got a $1,900 commission on somebody. I've never heard of this company before, or I got a $6,000 commission and I've never heard of this before. And they'll say, oh, that's, such tool and die. They got bought and that's their new name and the new company picked you up. I'm like, oh, cool. Don't do that, by the way. That's bad advice.
Yeah, don't use Ryan as an example.
Yeah, don't do that. But what I do love about it is lifetime residual. Okay, this is a program when we sign them up, we're going to go back and we're going to do 4 years worth. Okay, so we're going to do 4 years worth and then we're going to do it every single year. There's not really any reason for someone to cancel. In fact, we like disposition our accounts. Our number one cancellation for R&D is that the company went out of business.
Exactly.
Other than that, we don't lose clients in this. Okay. They just stick with the program. They do it year after year. So I love R&D. R&D is also very large commission. Okay. Besides ERC, it's our second largest commission. So it's residual. It's a lifetime residual. People don't leave. What's not to like? Okay. Now, Kendra, you touched on it, but I'm going to ask you, who are good candidates for the R&D tax incentive?
The top is going to be any manufacturing company. They're absolutely going to qualify. Like there's no question about it. But you can break that down into software, engineering, architecture, things like that, farming and agriculture. But when you think about it, it's like the top, the cream of the crop is going to be manufacturing. And I do want to put kind of point out, so a lot of people are mentioning Masterclass, and I do want to kind of definitive. Masterclass is something we just rolled out and is available at any time to you at this point. What we're talking about right now is Platinum for the summer, which is different. You can also participate and go back through Masterclass, no problem. But I don't want there to be any confusion. What we're talking about right now is Platinum, the plan for the summertime.
Yeah,
and a lot of you are like, send me the information. I'm actually going to make you give me information at the end of the call. So if you're going to want to participate, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment.
Now, who we're looking for, who'd be a good person to join Platinum. Okay. So this is my Uncle Sam. We want you. It's simply people that have quality connections in this area that's on your screen right now: manufacturing, fabrication, software, engineering. Like I said about CostSeg, how many? I'm not interested in that. If you want to know how to get in front of manufacturers, okay. If you want to know, I'm going to flip screens here a minute. If you want to know how to, drive traffic to your manufacturing website, that's Masterclass. If you're like, I want to know how to get in front of and build quality context in manufacturing, that's Masterclass. Ask Heather. She'll connect you. Okay. If you're like, I know some manufacturers. That's Platinum Insiders Club. Okay. And so that's who we're looking for. We want a few good women and maybe even a couple of men. If you're on this call and you have good, I'm sorry. It is what it is, guys. The women so far outproduce you. It's not.
We work a little harder. I'm just saying.
They just do. I don't know if it's actually work hard, but they do close more business. So it just is what it is. But men, we'll take a few good ladies that know manufacturers, and I would take some men too if you have.
We'll put that out there and see who's higher by the end of the summer.
Yeah, I think I can get like fired for comments like that now, but I don't know. Like, is that? Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going before I start
making true.
Me Too references or something like that. So
on to our third club, which is going to be WOTC, not ERC. The Worker Opportunity Tax Credit. Okay.
So Kendra, start with, what is this acronym?
It is the work Opportunity Tax Credit. That's the actual WOTC, work opportunity.
Is this the tax credit for hiring felons?
Oh my gosh. If I hear another person say that, I'm absolutely going to come through the screen.
No, luckily, look through the comments here. No one said that. That is
one of the barriers that some people face when they're talking about this category. Absolutely. But it's also, hello, people, unemployment. Yeah. Where's the highest unemployment been in the history of our country the last 2 years? There's other categories also. So there's a ton of different categories that would qualify an employee to bring you a credit for the work opportunity tax credit.
Like you said, there's unemployment. A lot of people have had to go through new training during COVID to get to their new positions. So there's training enhancement credits. There's all kinds of programs that are available under WOTC. Let me tell you what I like about it. Okay, that's the format. If you haven't noticed, lifetime residual. Our churn rate on WOTC. You ready for this? I'm going to be dramatic. Go off camera. 1, 2, 3, 4%. Okay. Of clients that come in and actually use our WOTC platform, only 4% leave us. Okay.
It is a foundational tax credit. Yeah. It's one of the ones we've had. I can't remember when we didn't have it. And I've been here 11 years. Yeah. It's foundational because we bring people in, they're familiar with it. It's difficult for them to do. We make it easy. And then they become a client for life. And that's what we need.
Let me tell you the problem we're having right now. So, transparency moment. Are you ready? Right now we're out there and we're like, hey, ERC, the last 2 years, right? And we're like, how would you like $900,000 in ERC? And they're like, that's great. And you're like, did you know I could also get you $74,000 a year in WOTC? And they're like, I heard 900,000. Okay. And that's great. The problem is when we go out there and we lead with ERC, which is what I taught you to do, by the way. Like, I don't, that's fine. It is what it is. But when we lead with ERC, it is very hard for our processing team to get clients in the habit of screening. Just being frank. I really thought, hey, we'll go get a bunch of ERC clients and then they'll all screen because it makes sense. No, if you give a business owner $900,000 and then tell them to screen for $2,400, they just don't want to do it. And so it's been a challenge to do that, frankly. But we know from experience that when we launched our platform in 2017, our digital WOTC platform, and we went out there and we pitched WOTC as a service. And we went out there and talked to people specifically about WOTC, how we are different, everything. Those clients that we brought in, they do business quarter after quarter. Okay. Lifetime quarterly residual. That's a new one for you. Not lifetime annual residual, lifetime quarterly residual on these clients. 4% churn rate. But here's the key. This happens when you go out there and you lead with WOTC, not ERC, not tax management system, not billions of dollars or trillions of dollars in tax incentives. We're going to teach a few of you, good women, and maybe even a couple of men, how to go out there and lead with WOTC. Okay. Now, I'm be honest with you. This program right here is for two things. One, Kendra will cover in a minute. It's for people that have contacts in this category. And it's for people that are more interested in gaining lifetime quarterly residual than quick upfront commissions. Okay. This program over here, quick upfront commissions and some long-term residual because the people will buy new programs. This one right here takes about 90 days to get going. So it doesn't take a long time for somebody to get their first credit, and it's annual residual. This one right here, though, this is for people that want to build a book slowly. Okay. Nobody is paying next month's mortgage out of WOTC Platinum Insider Club. I'm just being honest with you. But if you go sign, remember how I talked about a property management company? Kendra, somebody goes and signs a good staffing company for this. The staffing company will pay you for life. Okay. Quarterly residual. Why? Because a staffing company is placing people and screening people all the time. They're constantly signing up new clients for you because the place where they place those clients. So you go land one good staffing company that could be like your only client, but it won't be overnight. Okay. I'm just being transparent with you. WOTC is not overnight. It takes several quarters to build business. So if you're like, I got to replace my income inside of the next 90 days, like this program's not for you. Okay. This is for people that have patience. They're going to build client base over time. We're going to teach you how to do it, but then you're not going to have to touch these accounts. Why? 4% churn rate. Okay. They're not going anywhere once you get them in the system. I wish I had Jack and the team on here. The other thing you tell you is zero maintenance on your accounts. Okay. You don't have to go through and mess with these. So Kendra, who are, if I say we want advisors and partners that have contacts in the following area, I know it's on their screen, but let's touch on this.
Well, basically the mentality you want to have is there are a lot of industries that just consistently have high turnover because of the type of industry they are, nothing negative.
Yeah.
Restaurants, staffing companies, medical, manufacturing, retail, construction, auto dealership. If you can think of another one, let me know. But these are the types of businesses, industries, they just have a lot of turnover. General, that's just the way their businesses work. They are great and high qualifiers. Also, the people that work in these industries tend to fall into some of the categories. So it works out really well. It's kind of, one of the best if you're looking for those types.
Yeah. So those are 3 programs. Kendra, I will, let's each take one of these. I'll start with you of saying, why does it pay to be platinum?
Well, you're going to be provided advanced strategies based on you qualifying to join the program. You're going to have the benefit of being a part of a community of individuals just like you who are doing the same thing, who also have connections, can bring some things to the table. You're going to have exclusive access to our subject matter expert, some exclusive training, and some exclusive commission bonuses. And I'm not going to go into detail on what those are right now.
Okay. So then I will take the next section here. And what does it cost to be platinum? We said it was free. It is.
No,
free
there is a cost
monetarily.
involved. It's not a monetary cost.
First of all, you have to apply. Okay. Now there's no application fee or anything like that, but you do have to apply to be a part of this. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. The second is like, you have to have some connections. Okay. You can't say, I really like the idea of WOTC, but I don't know anyone on that list. Okay. So we went over those lists. I'll show you how to access them here in a minute. You have to be willing to commit time. Okay. This would involve some calls with their SMEs, probably some small group calls like this, some advanced trainings, things like that. But here's the last one I want to talk about. And I understand this may knock some people off, and we're okay with that. You have to be willing to contribute to the group. Okay. What I mean by that is we'll be working in a small group environment. So let's take, R&D, for example. So as part of this, we're all going to talk as a group about how to approach manufacturers. And in that, one of you is going to have a better idea than Kendra and I, or our subject matter experts. You're going to have a great idea, or you're going to try something and it works really well. Okay. We'll be operating out of the giver's gain mentality. And what I mean by that is we expect you to contribute to the whole group. Okay. We think that with $2.3 trillion in tax incentives, no one partner needs to say like, that's my strategy. And because we kind of think there's enough business out there for everybody. Now, the positive side to that, of course, is that you'll be benefiting from the whole group. We do expect you to contribute. You can't just be a consumer and say, man, I'm going to take Mike's idea that was really good, and I'm going to mix it with Sarah's idea. I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of make my own program. And then when I show up on the calls, I'm going to kind of like mislead everybody about what I'm doing because I don't want them to know. I don't mean to judge that strategy. There's a lot of things that we do here as a company that's private and secretive and words that people would probably look down upon. But at the end of the day, there's a time and a place for that. To be confidential, especially when we're doing product launches. Like, we're very tight-lipped about that. But Kendra, when it comes to this, what we've decided our ethos is for this program, Platinum Insiders Club, is that it's a giver's gain. We expect you to share with the community, and we don't judge you if you say that's not me. Like that's not my type. But what I will tell you, some of the long-term successful people, the names you've heard for 15 years or more, like a Neil Evans or something like that. Jim Kazanji, like these names that you hear over and over again on calls for the last 15 years, they believe in that ethos. Okay. Because they've been on, like when I talked Josh Thompson, I think I interviewed him in January for the broadcast. One of the first things he had to do is he wanted to talk about how he benefited from his call with Neil and from some other people that he mentioned in that. And Josh was willing to get on here and share with everyone else what he was doing from an automation standpoint. That's the ethos we're looking for this group. Again, not Kendra, I think I can't say enough, not judging if that's not your ethos, but it is our ethos for this group. So you do have to do that. So go ahead.
It's time to talk about what to do. So sometimes we can talk about so much that it might get confusing by the end of the call, what our action plan is.
Yeah.
So at this point, you have two different paths you can take, or there's a third.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a third path. Not to confuse you. The third path is you could just miss out. And
that's your choice. You can take the summer off. Meet us back up in August.
A shame if we haven't said it appropriately enough or strongly enough. The fall is going to be nuts, guys. Like for so many reasons, everyone's kicked this down the corner there. And, it's a good time for me to address something. I had a good number of questions here. Of course, I can't ever find them when I want to. Here's an example of one. Was ERC affected by the debt ceiling resolution? No, it wasn't. So ERC has been extended every time. Okay. I can't say that they're going to keep extending it, but they keep extending it. So we know as of right now, we'll at least be doing ERC through, next spring, at least. And, but maybe longer, because every time, we had a deadline of September and then October, and then, they just keep pushing it down. So who knows when it'll go away. What I can tell you as of this broadcast, you got a year, that we'll still be talking about ERC. Fall is going to be nutso. Okay. You have to understand all of these things intersect like a perfect storm. Okay. People have above expected profitability. And I don't mean extra money in their bank account. I mean profitability from an IRS standpoint. The IRS is spending, a lot of money cracking down on tax bills, combined with people have teed off until the end of summer, until fall. All of those are going to converge. And again, you need to be the person out there talking to someone. So you don't want to miss out. And you have two paths, and you have to be honest with yourself. Platinum Insiders Club, you know who you are. While I was talking, you were like, that's me. Okay. If it wasn't, then it wasn't. Maybe you're going to use the summer to brush up on, marketing masterclass and get ready for fall. So I guess, Kendra, that would kind of be a third path.
Yeah.
Is go participate in masterclass. It's available to you right now. You just have to ask Heather how to do that. So I like this one right here. Put that one back up.
Yep. This is what I wanted to point out. So we're going to kick off Summer Breeze literally as soon as you sign up. You're going to get your first week. Platinum Insiders Club, you have to submit and we have to review.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if you're interested in getting going, get in Summer Breeze, submit your information for Platinum, and start working Summer Breeze until we get through, because Platinum is going to take us a little while to review applications and then get back with you guys. Yeah.
So yes, you can be in both, especially because Summer Breeze only takes an hour. And it is a broader approach, whereas Platinum Insiders Club is a laser beam approach, and it's not starting right this moment.
Right.
Let's talk about how to get it. Okay. So everybody watch this broadcast by following either an email or a calendar invite. Don't do it right now because you'll lose this video. But on the same page that you were on, the same page you came to watch, there's Summer Breeze and there's Platinum Insiders Club. In fact, I'll share this live for a minute. Don't leave, or you'll kind of lose where you're at. So you might recognize this page right here. This is your page. You came here and, just a little bit ago, you said, I want to watch the broadcast, and you hit submit. Okay. It's probably in your calendar, or it's in one of the 35 emails Kendra sent you in the last week telling you this page is where you're at. At the end of this call, refresh that page that you've been going to, not the page you're on now, the one you've been going to. Scroll past the broadcast. and you will see Summer Breeze. How do you enjoy Summer Breeze? Okay. Use the same email address that we've been emailing you at. Okay. The one that we sent, pay attention to that because that's going to connect you with your account here. We're not
That's a
asking for a bunch of info.
huge deal. Let me just
Huge part.
re-say that. Use the email address that I send you emails to, please, please,
If
please.
you want to update that, contact support, tell them you want to update that, but do that for now.
Because it's all linked in the system.
Yeah.
And when you submit a new email, it kind of puts you off in your own little path, and I have to go figure out who you are. So use that
Now,
email.
Kendra, you said right away, but actually tomorrow is the first email. And if you're watching this replay, then you'll get it right away. But tomorrow will be your first email, and emails will be sent once per week. Now, here's another thing I want to tell you. Don't click unsubscribe, because if you unsubscribe from Summer Breeze, you're actually unsubscribing from us. You're like, Ryan, I love you, but I don't want to see you anymore. Yeah, I don't want you as a part of my life. And that's what you're saying. You don't want to say that. Unless you want to say that, then say that. Otherwise, what we ask, and we put this right in the emails for Summer Breeze, email support, we will promptly take you off the list. We're not trying to spam you. That's why this is opt-in. But what I do want to say is Summer Breeze is part of our regular email communication. So don't unsubscribe, if that makes sense. So say, I want to receive Summer Breeze, and then say, and then let us know if at some point, listen, it's only 12 emails. Okay. Just click delete if you don't want halfway through, or tell us that you don't want. So that's Summer Breeze, weekly emails, about an hour's worth of work. Be honest with yourself. If you're like, that's all I'm going to do. Okay. Now, if you have some connections, Platinum Insiders Club, free program, Kendra, we need name, email address, phone number. On here, they're going to say, I want R&D. You can only be part of one. This is going to be intense work. Okay. So if you say R&D, just remember manufacturers, that kind of stuff. Okay. So you can say, there's a couple of questions here. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can say WOTC, you can say cost seg, or you can say WOTC. And if you say WOTC, it'll kind of tell you the categories there, and you can check off that you have context in those areas. You're going to click submit, and then, fair warning, don't email tomorrow and say what's going on with Platinum Insiders Club. These start mid-summer, but you have to apply now. And we'll evaluate those. We'll let you know. So in the meantime, Kendra, I think you're right. Everyone should opt in to Platinum Insider.
Honestly, if you're not, I'm not sure what's going on. Because we're going to give you everything you need. And if you want to do more, you can always do more. If you want to do less, you can always do less. But to be able to be given every week the same tools that we're using over here, just by saying, sure, I'd love that. I don't know why you'd pass up the chance. So
yeah. I think, Kendra, we've had so many people about masterclass. I'm going to.
Yeah, I did want to kind of clarify it, because if you want to kind of touch on what it was when we did it, what's available right now.
Yeah, why don't you talk for a minute while I load it, because I can't.
So masterclass was huge. We actually did 4 different individual segments. This is just completed a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And it covers 4 huge topics. Each one's independent. They do kind of help and build on each other, but you can listen to any masterclass independently. You can do 1, 2, 3, or 4. I recommend doing all 4 if you haven't already. It is a part of the premium package, but I think 95% of you on this call are already in premium. So if you didn't do masterclass, I must not have communicated it well enough to you that it was available to you. So this is available right now.
Yeah, Heather's going to send, for anyone that asks for it, Heather's going to send this page out. Marketing Masterclass is about getting in front of people. It's not, Platinum Insiders Club is about maximizing the connections that you have. So there's 4 parts to it. Part 1 is building your social presence. Okay. In this one, we teach you how to build a Facebook page, how to go out there and target ad specific industries, how to use your social toolbox to its highest. Literally the simplest way I know how to do this. Kendra and Zoe teach you how to place an ad for all restaurants that are in your area and serve them up an ERC ad. That's
if I can add, Ryan,
please.
The marketing master classes are just that. They're they're much more in depth than what we cover on our normal broadcast. You literally should come when you go to sit down and watch it, be prepared, have notes. maybe back up and listen to a couple parts again. Then it refers back. We have a special page with the all the information for the class, that basically a syllabus with, we give you a lot of like tips and tools that we don't normally put out there too. And they're all available on those pages as well. If you have not done Marketing Masterclass, I highly, highly recommend it. Even if you don't want to be in like the regular monthly, just jump in for a month and get your masterclass out of the way.
Oh yeah, that's a great. There's no contract or commitment
impact.
with
And
premium.
it is a part of premium because it's a lot of work for us to produce it and get it out there and maintain all the tools for you. But dude, just get in for a month and get that under your belt. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah. So that's part 1, building your social presence. Part 2, reaching more clients with video. I lead this segment and talk about how to use explainer videos and things like that, as well as how to shoot your own shorts and things like that, which is way easier than you'd think. Part 3, our resident expert on email. I bet Kendra would love to hide behind the marketing department, but to be honest, she leads us in this area. She's going to show you how to get 40-50% open rates. And what I love about this one is you actually teach them a 14 email campaign, how to do it, how to send it, who to send it to, and you actually provide the emails and everything on send this. And 7 days later, I mean, there's like a chart there. I wasn't planning on going through this stuff, but I will. So what you're going to get with this is, you're going to get about a 2-hour video that walks you through it all. And then I'm not going to give too much away. I'll just scan down, but you actually go through a full marketing plan on the initial email,
what types of emails to send, what days to send them in, all the tips and tricks. But I don't want to get too many people focused because I don't want to get you guys to get too lost. So if you haven't done Masterclass yet, Heather will connect you. We'll get you done.
Yeah. Part 4, I just want to touch on real quick, Kendra, and that's SMS.
Yeah.
We're going to teach you how to do SMS campaigns, not necessarily even large scale ones, just how to integrate SMS into your daily business. So again,
I honestly think Masterclass had a huge impact on why May was our biggest month ever, to be honest with you. So if you haven't, we'll connect you. You can get this under your belt in like a day or two. And then just to kind of reiterate what you're going to do today, after the call, you're going to refresh the page that you're on. You're
not the one you're on. Sorry, the one you've been going to.
Sorry. Yeah, the one you've been going to.
You're probably on YouTube or
the one that you went to get to where you're at right now. You're going to scroll down and you're going to sign up for Summer Breeze. And then if you're interested in Platinum, you're going to go back to the page, go to Platinum and submit to just one of the 3 options. Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to do now, I think and mark your calendar. We're going to take some Q&A here in a minute. Heather, I'm going to pull you in and we'll take some as many Q&As as we can. So partner broadcast, the next one is July 10th. So you're going to want to make sure to register and be a part of that. Your action item right now, though, is go back to the page that you started on today. It's in your email. It's in your calendar likely. And everybody should opt into Summer Breeze. And then if applicable, apply for Platinum Insider Club. So yeah, that's good stuff there. So with that said, Heather, I'm going to add you to the broadcast and let's take some, Kendra, I'll give you a minute to kind of peek through these questions.
I have one for Heather. Let me see if she answers it right.
Oh, yes.
Heather, what's your contact info?
Oh, great question. So when you are in your system, there's this amazing support button right on the side of your page. Use that. That's the best and quickest way to get to me. That gets priority responses because it lets me know it's from one of our partners. So it's a big red support button right inside your system.
Yeah, if you're in the portal, it's on the side. If you're in any of the toolboxes, it says help right there.
Yep, that beautiful help button.
This rings Heather's cell phone, or it might search our database, but then allow you to contact. So you can type almost anything. This is a test. I don't think I can type Masterclass. Oh, blasted. Heather does have articles on it. Okay. But if not, you can click contact and type in your info and kind of go through there. So this is in your toolbox. It's also in your portal.
It kind of follows you around everywhere. That help button is always there. So best way to get in contact with me is using that button. Good
one. We kind of already touched on this. We don't want you participating in more than one Platinum group. I guess, though, we hadn't talked about this. You could apply to more than one Platinum group if you're unsure.
if you're unsure where you fit and you think you have some connections or some possibilities, options for all, submit for what you think and let us decide. And I mean, if Ryan wants to make an exception, I'll make an exception.
So they
But
could just type it in the don't do multiple submissions. Just type in the comment like your preference. So you might say, because you're right, you might say, well, R&D is my top choice, but I also have great context in cost seg. And the R&D group may fill up with people that, for whatever reason are, chosen before you. And so, yeah, you could list out your qualification reason for another, but you will only be in one Platinum Insiders Club.
That's because of the commitment that we're hoping to get out of you for each individual club.
I guess the cast as well, though, there's totally a possibility, though, that you move groups. And I'm getting into kind of an advanced strategy, but just so you understand, you could join the R&D one, really get to a point where you've maximized all the connections and things. And you say, honestly, I have some great connections. I really want to be in the WotC one. We might transfer you, say, 5 months from now or something like that. Because these will be a bit of an evergreen group. So good one.
Another good question right here. Doug asks, if we bring in a client based on one of the tax credits and you lead them to the others while working with them, is it safe to assume that we get the commission associated with the add-on services? Absolutely, every single time. That is your client.
Yeah. Let me go even further, not just other services, but other clients. A lot of times people bring in, say, like a staffing company or property management group. What's going to happen is we're going to keep, marketing to that group or keeping their calculator in front of them. That's your link. So we get this all the time where partners get new clients they've never heard of. Well, that's because the staffing company that you brought in is feeding us clients, and we just sign them up under your account. We don't one of the things about our account managers here on staff, like for those of you who worked with Clark and things like that, like they don't do their own business, they just do business with you. So when they get a client, one of their jobs, Heather, you've had the painstaking task of this before. CPA contacts us and we got to like trace down
find out where they came from.
And we'll usually look at like the email that got sent to them or whatever, and then we can tell, and we associate it with that partner. So
happens a lot with CPAs as well. We'll have a CPA that we did a service for their client, and that was your client in the system, and the CPA contacts us and has other clients.
Yeah,
they were brought in through you.
Yep. So good one there.
Here's another one for Heather. Maybe she can tell them what to do to find the answer to this one. Richard's going to be talking to a group that has about 5 auto dealerships later this month. Would love some info on how to present to them. Yep. She's got a little tip and trick she can give you real quick on how to find that.
Yeah, so that support button that we talked about earlier is really great, but honestly, the marketing toolbox that Ryan showed you, there are fantastic auto dealership pieces inside of there. So if you're looking specifically for that, that's a great piece to go into. Targeting the industries there. Another piece that I recommend is in the toolbox in general. If you're just looking for how to present to them and how to approach them, if you're doing it verbal, the verbal scripts is a great place to start. If you're wanting to do email first and that's how you're getting in front of them, there are incredible email templates. So the first place that I'm going to send you is this marketing toolbox because it's got all the verbiage right here of how to present it to them.
Good one.
Hey guys, I'm not answering any of these questions because who's the support queen?
If you use that button and you contacted me, this is exactly, I would send you your direct link for your toolbox. I'd tell you exactly where to go inside here because this is where everything is. It's been built out so incredibly that it's the first place to look.
Ryan, if we can hit this one more time. Oop, where'd it go? A couple people are having problems finding out where to sign up. So if we could show them that again real quick. Annabelle, Bill. So if you watch your screen real quick, Ryan's going to show you where to go for Summer Breeze and Platinum Insiders Club.
So the page that you went to watch this, which is likely, and I guess, by the way, there's also the portal. So you can log into the portal and it is right there as a banner at the top. But also Kendra's been emailing you saying, register for the broadcast. And you have a calendar link that says, join the broadcast. That's this page that I'm on right now. It just looks a little different because it says choose your summer path. So that one right there, we've added a red bar to it. But other than that, this is the same page you were at about an hour ago. And you clicked watch the broadcast and went like that. Right below that, we've added, since you've been here, you just have to refresh the page when you get there, Summer Breeze, and you'll enroll by typing your email address right there. Or Platinum Insiders Club. And you can apply right there. So that is available right on the same page that you came to watch this.
And we do have some people getting in already. Leora, she's all set. Just scrolling through here.
All right. And Heather, some of the ones we've already answered, you go ahead and unstar just to kind of clean up a little bit.
Scott says he's not really sure if he would qualify.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kendra. I clicked at the same time as you. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You can go. Go ahead and take.
Did you say we can make our selections tomorrow? No. Yeah, you can. I don't know. I tried to be mean.
You can, but you could do it right now too.
Yeah, you can do it right now. So, good question. Go ahead, Kendra.
Scott said he wasn't sure if he'd qualify, but it was his ethos. So, Scott, I would sit down and take a really good look at your connections and your contacts. And if you feel like you have anything that could possibly fall under what Ryan was discussing, go ahead and submit it, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
There was one question in here asking if they can still submit the services and their clients even if they don't do the platinum. Absolutely. Summer Breeze is still going to give you everything you need to submit your clients. That's already there in your toolbox. So if you don't go into platinum, absolutely, your clients can still get set up with all of the information.
I'm scrolling up because there's so many questions from earlier. I want to see if we missed any.
So I'll touch on one while you're looking, Kendra. What are some of the best ways to get past the gatekeeper? One of the nice things in the toolbox under verbal scripts, we've got kind of our top script, but you'll see like more verbal scripts, and that's going to take you to the bottom of the page. Oh, we did add a new thing. I forgot about this, Kendra. We should touch on this while we're at it. So we added a new section called conversations. How to respond to client questions. So if they say something like, we already took ERC, what is this? What kind of programs? We've got some kind of high level responses there for you. And we'll continue to add on to those. But here's specialty scripts, cost seg, CPAs, and gatekeepers. So here's a cost seg script, how to approach CPAs. And
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Get past the gatekeeper.
These tips to get past the gatekeepers are the same that they've been for not 15 years, because it's changed. I would say for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And they work. They simply work. So if you guys have any questions about it, it's right there in the scripting. Just scroll down.
We know we owned a call center for years and years and years. So we know, I mean, we literally had a 40-person call center. So that's, if you ever like, how do they know this works? Well, when you're paying people an hourly wage to make phone calls, you learn how to get past the gatekeeper.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
Here's a great question from Denise. She's going to be going out tomorrow with a team member to nursing centers, which is a great wildfire.
Yeah.
She says most are owned by corps. Who's their best contact? Within that like structure, there's usually on site a managing partner, or they've changed the name of what they call it, but there's going to be like a operations manager or managing partner on site usually all the time. And that's the person I would ask to speak to initially. Other than that, you could ask to speak to like the HR manager or something like that if they're not available, because you could go in basically with TMS and WOTC. So there's lots of options. I would try for operations manager first though, because they're the ones who are going to be more in charge, and they're going to be the ones that want to speak to you because that's their realm.
Kendra, let's take this one. I want to take Joe S's after this. It's 2 down from the one I just clicked on. Is there an account site where you can see your prospects that have clicked through from our marketing efforts? Kind of. So if they go to your main page and don't do a calculation, then no, we don't capture any data on that person or anything like that, other than tracking stats that we have internally, and we watch those. But Kendra, for anybody that runs a calculation, talk for a minute about my clients.
Yep. So within your My Clients section in the portal, as soon as they actually submit their information, they'll appear in the blue section under a lead.
Yeah.
And then if they actually do fulfill the calculation, they move forward into the yellow or orange. And when they activate, they're in red. So that's where you can actually follow them through to see, did they submit their information? How far are they in the process? You just go into your portal, go to My Clients, and you have the blue, yellow, orange, and red, and you can sort by date. You can sort by service.
Yeah, I love this one right here. So Joe wants to know, could you let me know countermeasures? Does ADP payroll also calculate WOTC? So I'm going to say that um, first of all, we do WOTC way better than anybody else in the country, and I'm not just saying that. Heather, will you track down? I know we have a WOTC training. It goes out on I think day 30. You know what I'm talking about. Send that to Joe so that he can see that. But additionally, what I want to say is, Joe, this is exactly the kind of topic we'll be talking about during Platinum Insiders Club. We're going to teach you how our WOTC platform works. And we're going to go back to what we started doing in 2017 before that pesky ERC credit came along. And we're going to talk about WOTC. We're going to talk about spend. We're going to go out there and we're going to pitch WOTC because that's what leads to those key clients and that quarter over quarter residual I was talking about is us going out there and not just talking about tax management system or ERC. Listen, we've done that because when the big news outlets are giving you billions of dollars in free advertisements, you ride the train, okay? But we also recognize that we need to get out there at our core and talk about WOTC because it's so profitable for you as a partner and for us as a company and for the client. It's just a win-win-win all the way around. So we're going to teach you why our platform's different. We're going to teach you how we screen differently. And I think, frankly, your mind is going to be blowing. And Kendra, we haven't been able to talk about this the last 3 years because we've been talking about ERC. And we had to talk about ERC because it's all our clients would talk about. But I think, honestly, for some of you, you're going to be absolutely floored when you find out what our WOTC platform does. And you're going to say, how have I been a partner for 2 years and didn't know this?
I want to point out one thing that differentiates us from ADP or anybody else. So one of the struggles ADP has is their system isn't predictive. Like our clients can use our system for candidates, which is what WOTC is for. ADP, they have to have made the decision to move forward with an applicant as a hire. And ADP is actually working so hard against the current to get the law changed because you have to fill out your form for WOTC before you hire the hire date. And in their system, that's extremely difficult to do. Our system's designed that way, so it works. Their system isn't designed that way so much so that they're actually trying to get the law changed. So that's just one of the differentiators. We worked within the parameters of the existing law and built our system to be able to work within that manner. Theirs is built on HR, which is built on existing employees. So they have to kind of work around that a little bit. That's just one differentiator.
So, Kendra, one for you. Are the HTML emails only available through premium?
Yes. And there's a little bit of reason I'll give you guys. A lot of time and monetary work have to go into building and maintaining these. So we did make them a part of premium because it's expensive to make.
And they also have hosted.
I have a continual
level video and or affiliate level video. I don't expect you to understand that. What that means is we have to track these embedded videos times thousands and thousands of you partners.
Yeah.
And that costs money. So, and so they have embedded
when
video.
You guys are in premium, that what you're paying for is basically just to cover some of the expense on creating and publishing all of this amazing content for you. It's not so that we can make a ton of money. It's basically so that we can continue to bring these amazing pieces to you guys that you can use on a continual. One thing with marketing is you have to change it up and it has to constantly be flowing. A lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort go behind that. And that's what these are here for.
And a lot of monthly money that we have, anything that we put out there for you, like our social ads, our marketing department is out there as they are advisors, they are partners, and they're out there posting their own social ads and testing click-through rates. And, I see the reports from them all the time. So that kind of thing. So
we're getting a lot of people say that they can't find the Summer Breeze sign up link or the Platinum sign up link. So if we can just go through that one more time.
For sure.
Platinum is not on the portal.
There's an email going out at 5 Eastern as well, and that will have it in it. On the page that you came to watch this today. So you either got an email, like you should have all got an email this morning, and I think Kendra at 1 p.m. Eastern or something like that said, so that email right there has a watch the broadcast link in it. That's going to take you to this page that I'm on right now, and you'll see receive Summer Breeze or Platinum Insider Club. If for some reason you click those and they don't work, just scroll down. and you'll see you can put your email address in, or you can fill that out. Worst case, if none of that works, click that support button or email support and let them know. And we'll get you over the link either way. But at 5 p.m. Eastern, so about a half hour from the time of this live broadcast, there'll be another email goes out. Am I right on that, Kendra?
Yep. So if for some reason you can't see it, just look for my email later this evening and you'll be able to go directly to the links from there.
Yeah. Sounds good. So Kendra, I'm worried about the YouTube video later showing an hour and a half and scaring people off. I was really excited to do, spend this much time in Q&A.
Yeah, sometimes we have to
go through.
take just a minute and answer your guys' questions, and we appreciate you all sticking with us. Our numbers haven't gone down, so obviously we're giving you some content that's usable. We really, 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 I want to say again and go back to what we started this call with. May was our highest paying commission month in our entire history. And that is just a token to the fact that we have amazing people, account executives, advisors, all of the different names that you amazing people go by. You are out there and you are working hard every single day. And you are using these tools that we internally have worked so hard to create and put so much of our passion and our time into. And we can see it. We can see it in the fact that you're so successful. And that not only means that you're making money and having, building your own lifestyle, but we're also doing this for the clients in our community. We only want to continue to build on that for the rest of the summer. So please join us. Decide which path you're going to take, Summer Breeze or Platinum, please. And let's make it the best summer ever.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. And we will see you on July 10th. So make sure to mark your calendar and watch for follow-up emails for that. So we'll see you.
Thank you, everyone.